try to do an update video talk about the fate of some of the buildings here in Mount Hope. If I could actually get a whole video in and not be interrupted by people. That building there, the old New River Coal Company store, which is the glorious service of God in Christ. They just recently, a couple months ago, put new windows on. I filmed this January 11th, 2021. I just noticed one person in a pickup truck and another that's constantly driving up and down the road all the time. He has to slam on the brakes and be out of the truck screaming at people before the trucks even stop. He sees like a camera or something. I don't know why. There's another guy a couple days ago I was trying to film. He's stopping his car. It turned around. I knew he was coming back to get my face and start questioning me. So I did kind of stop filming that day. It happens a lot. It's like a couple of different people. All they do is they literally drive up and down the roads all day looking for somebody that's trying to take pictures and videos to scream at. There's at least 2 different people that does that. They have nothing better than to do in their lives, apparently. But this building here, I don't know what's going on with it. I know Betty Lily owned it. She passed away, and her family is supposed to be selling it, but they did a for sale sign disappeared. They kept asking like really high prices for it, like $95,000 or more. So I don't know if they ever sold it or not. They probably didn't. They probably took it off the market, but I really don't know. I just know it needs a lot of work. You have problems with groundwater. Mountain Hotel up in the curve there, it's not getting wet. Either the Carter family takes good care of it. They were renovating it. I don't know if the train ever came through today or not. I think it did, but it's like early this morning. I think it's quite 10 o'clock yet. And this one's got a lot of storefronts. I know it rains a lot. Water bubbles up out the floor and runs through here. Although here lately it's not been as bad. There's a bunch of no dumping allowed signs on that desk in there. I remember the old middle school building that was there was originally the high school. I never did figure out where the original middle school was in Mount Hope. And I asked my mom and son, she always says it was right here, but this is not the original middle school. It became the middle school in the late 1950s, I think after 1956. But from 1925 to 1956, this was the Mount Hope High School. Then they built the new high school up there in 1954, which is Du Bois High School for about 2 years. And then it became Mount Hope High School when they shut down Du Bois and integrated. There's still people mad about that. Haven't yet to figure that one out. Apparently when people, well, Americans and the whites used to go to 2 different schools back in the day, and then they integrated and all started going to the same school. But yet there's still people mad because they all started going to the same school, and they were trying to I don't know, make things as late 50s, early 60s. That's some things I don't fully understand. That's why people would still be mad about something that happened when they were little kids or before their time. But the old YMCA building, I know the city of Mount Hope put a brand new roof on there and done a lot of work. Then they quit. I'm gonna try to get through here. I know one day I had some freaky experience trying to film back the other way. John Sumake's building, he has ours on the 2nd floor. I don't know what he's doing on the 3rd floor. The Freemasons are no longer there. They left. Moved to Beckley. That's how many people want to be out of Mount Hope. The Freemasons no longer want to be here in Mount Hope. They got the Kill Masonic Laws and the Beckley Masonic Laws. There's not a lot left. As much as I like Mount Hope, everybody's wanting to get out of here. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. Bonbons. And their Bonifacios just recently replaced the roof on Bonbons. Like back in the summer of 2020. It's now January 2021. I keep having to correct myself because I still want to say 2020 because we're only 2 weeks into 2021. It usually takes me the first month or so of the year before I finally get used to saying that year. It always takes me most of that first month. Sorry, we're closed. The sign. This building, I want to see it saved, but there's so much black mold on that side. This side not as bad, but the other side's got so much black mold there. And the roof is looking pretty bad in spots. It's like some of this mold is advanced mold. The guys wanted $40,000 for the building, but I don't know if it's going to survive. I want to see it survive. and not fall down, but one never knows. There's where the roof's leaking. It's leaking pretty bad in a couple different spots, but not everywhere. Just a few spots. Oh, that mold is getting worse. My friends that went in there told me the back is really bad. I don't know, I know it's about, well, this is City Hall, so I know the City Hall ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I know the subbuilding here is not going to be around much longer. That one, I'm afraid, is going to be one of them. All we need, so we get the roof is, we get a storm drop a couple feet of heavy wet snow, it could go down. That storm dropped to 5 or 6 inches the other day, the heavy wet snow. Then a few days later, we got ice on top of the snow. I'm surprised that a few places didn't go down like Peggy Sue's. Carcasse's little store here. I don't know how long he's going to keep it. I know he's supposed to have the auction. I think the auction's in 2 days. Of course, I don't have the money to go to the auction, so I'm not even bidding on anything. I'm still trying to work out a deal for the laundromat building. The other laundromat wants cash. He wants $20,000, but the bank won't loan the money. I had a little over half, about half of what I needed, but the bank wouldn't let me own the other half, so I went to that state tax sale and got all that stuff of back taxes involved in Fayette County. I live in Fayette County, which is the county I live in, so I'd got 2 counties to want to live in, plus one more. Okay. Okay, my heart's going to be. I thought that was those crazy people that's kind of been after me over videos. Same type of van, but their van's solid black. That's a dark gray, not black, but still. They're also Ohio. I'm not Ohio or Maryland. They're definitely out of state plates though. So whatever state it was, not who I thought it was. I get a hard time over videos sometimes. People just, I don't know. I've been having that lately. Okay, get back on subject. Giuseppe's, I don't know what's going to happen here. I know they shut down the Bonifacio family. The very massive families and trying to sell it. I know somebody might buy it. Dennis may talk about reopening it, but I don't think he is. I have a friend of mine may or may not buy it. I think he's trying to figure out his financial situation. I know all these buildings will be here for a while. Kelly Kidd's trying to do that Harmony of Hope place, but with the coronavirus and the way 2020 went, it's kind of hard to do a lot. Belling's Pawn and Gun, the people bought this place, put a lot of money into it. Already had the new roof, but they had to redo all the plumbing, a lot of electrical and plumbing, and do a lot of work on the inside. All these buildings need a ton of work. You pretty much have to have deep pockets to restore a lot of these. That's one of the reasons I haven't got that one I wanted to get. I'm still tempted to get one. The laundromat I'm tempted to get. That's the one I'm wanting. It's the laundromat now. It's a search. I may get it eventually. But all these stores here. I know a friend of mine fits these. He fits the roof and he almost got apartments ready. If he come in from out of state and walk a week or two, he can get the apartments ready. I wonder if he would be willing to sell those. I kind of wonder. I don't know. I do know that most of the roof is gone on Peggy Sue's. It's weird during the summer. It's broken apart during heavy rainstorms, and that caused one of those heaviest rainstorms that caused that crazy flash flood back in the summer. There was a crazy storm, I think it was back in September. Not the one hit Oak Hill, but they had one hit here back in September. It caused a crazy flash flood. All that bottom area's underwater. I got a couple good videos now. I'm deleting the videos. But I know Peggy Sue's in that little tiny building next to Peggy Sue's, the little one with the dark brown gray front. It's going to be gone soon. Those are going to be demolished this spring. The others having to tear them down. He wants to buy the movie theater and demolish the movie theater, but the owner of the movie theater will not sell. He won't even work with people. It's going to fall down on its own. It's like, see, the roof is sagging and it's got holes in it. It's going to collapse on its own too. See, the movie theater and what's left of Peggy Sue's roof, which is not much, could collapse if we get a big enough snowstorm. I'm afraid that parts of this roof could collapse. It's one of the reasons I want to get the old laundromat building and start restoring it. There's a 20-foot section in the back that the roof is in horrible shape. The rest of it's not that bad. It's just that back section that I guess I'll point out there. That lower part there, that lowest part. I think there's a few spots in the middle that's leaking some, but not bad. That back part's so rotten, it would have to, the decking had to be replaced and a lot of work had to be done. But the rest of it's not that bad. I think the rest of it you could put the new tar over and roofing material that you put on flat roofs. I guess it's like a rubber material. Of course, back in the old days, they didn't have that rubber material. They used tar and felt and roofing felt. I don't know exactly when the roofing felt and tar came out. I think it was when I think they had tar back in the 1700s. I don't know how long tar's been around, but it's been around a while. Roofing felt and stuff, not as long, but Ace department store, I know they're going to be around for a while. I know if things don't change within the next 10 years, I say by 2030, if not sooner, a lot of these buildings will be gone because they'll collapse. Maybe not all of them. It's still a possibility. I do know that Peggy Sue's is not going to make it much longer, either as the movie theater or that Mount Hope floor building. And then it's that Clinton Apartments on the far end of town. But there's a lot of buildings I'm expecting not to be around. Well, the good news is there's more buildings that's in decent shape than there are not so decent shape. Forget our Mullins. Mullins is practically most of the buildings down there is falling apart. It's like people don't care. I don't want to see Mount Hope get that bad. A lot of people's moving. I know a couple friends that's close to me that's moving to Florida. A lot of people's just leaving the state completely. That's the problem. It's not this Mount Hope, the whole state. Beckley's, a lot of people's leaving too. That really Mount Hope Coal and Heritage Discovery Center. Eventually they'll have that open to the public. This past summer they done a lot of work to it. A lot of work. All these houses here is being bought and fixed up. I don't know, the same families live in that house as long as I can remember. My uncle I used to help my uncle do stuff when I was a kid in grade school. I think I was a kid in grade school that the couple lived there as a very young couple. I do remember, I think I was in middle school, probably the 5th or 6th grade, and I started helping my uncle with the grass cutting. I still do all the grass cutting lawn care to this day. The uncle who helped me, I guess, I could say our uncle who's had me do all these odds offs that got me into the grass cutting business has passed away since then. All these houses. I think that's the first doctor of Fayette County had the house here. I do know that a lot of these houses have been bought and fixed up. I know that Okie Patterson lived in that house. He was the governor of West Virginia, I think back in the 1960s. He grew up in this house. We actually had a governor that grew up here in Mount Hope. I don't know how long Okie Patterson was governor. I know it's before my time. I just know a little bit of the history. It's kind of interesting. I know that the family that lives there now, I think I'm related to her somehow, the Allen family. I know they had to redo all the electrical and plumbing, had to replace the roof. Kind of wish I took the old awning off there because the awning that's on there is nice. They got the heat pumps too. Beforehand it had an old boiler system, which I don't think is good anymore. One of my friends' family's been friends I know is working on this house, fixing it up. Help trying to stop filming. I'm getting away, people walking. City walkers don't like to be in my videos. They know about my YouTube, they don't want to be in my YouTube. I don't know. That's the house Betty Lloyd lived in. So the young family got it and had to redo all the electrical and plumbing in it too. All these houses, the people's buying them, all electrical and plumbing is in horrible shape when they buy them. Well, this and the very Mercer family done all electrical and plumbing in it before they sold it, so they didn't have to worry about it.